Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Good morning. Welcome to Mike's Diabetes World. Yes, it's a very dark fall morning. Sorry. Oh, I had to pop the ear. Oh, that feels bad now. Anyway, blood sugar is 7.7. Awesome. What's even better is 92% that I am within my range. My average blood sugar is 7.9. That's gotta be one of the better ones I've seen. Today, I kind of want to go and take a look way back at my diagnosis and maybe how it's changed. I kind of want to start off by saying that I didn't go for a normal glucose tolerance test. I went to the doctor because my mom saw I was drinking a lot of water. Like left, right, and center, I was drinking water. And this particular night, I drank water, and she was heading off to Bingo. She was a Bingo nut. And so I was drinking water when she left, and when she got home, I was still drinking water. I wasn't still drinking water, but so she made an appointment with my doctor, our family doctor, and I had to go in and make an appointment. My whole morning was blown. And little did I know, this was kind of my turning point. I went in, got my blood test done. Now I felt it funny thinking back of the story that I didn't have anything to eat. And I think that was because the doctor said, just bring him in. He kind of knew. I guess my mom kind of knew as well. And I'm just kind of going along with the flow. So I go. And he says, well, here, I'll do a blood test and then go out for lunch. And then come 2 hours later. Sounded simple enough. And I did that. And the next day I was at the hospital. There was no sort of small glucometer that you could do a test on, get a number, and things worked out perfectly. There was none of that. I can remember they wanted finger pokes, and when I went into the lab, oh, I did not like that. I hated finger pokes because back then it was like a little surgical blade. It wasn't even the nice little lancets we have now. Ugh. And I did the reading through the vein. They did the blood test through the vein. They went off, and it came back that my blood sugar was high. I don't really remember the number, to be perfectly honest. Somehow I think it was around 800. All I know is I was drinking, urinating, making deals with myself. If I drank water, then went to the washroom, I could make it through the class. It was getting to the point where I couldn't make it through a class. My mouth was always so dry. Never occurred to me to take water into the class. Nowadays you could. I don't think teachers would look at it too with it back then. But in 1977, I just think, I don't want to say crude things were, but things were definitely back in the dark ages. We had urine tests, and at first you had to have a little test tube, and you had to put, I think it was 2 drops of urine to 5 drops of water, and then you had to drop a pill inside. Yeah, right. That was great if you ever had to go out for dinner. And you were given a dose of insulin, and you stayed on that dose of insulin until you went and saw the doctor again. That's just the way it was. Even when we went away to diabetic camp, and diabetic camp, I didn't want to go, but I actually did learn a lot. But we weren't taught then that we could control our own insulin, because we didn't really have the tools. Urine testing sort of gave a very blurry picture of how you were doing. People kept asking, "Oh, are you going to be on pills?" And when I said shots, "Oh, how could you do that with yourself?" Well, what am I supposed to do? Not to give myself a shot? No, I don't think so, people. Once I got into a habit of doing blood tests, I expect an awful lot of type 1 diabetics nowadays are probably diagnosed by getting a glucometer reading. And if it's reading high, they go off and go to emergency, go get this lab work done. But back then, it was just lab. That was it. And just kind of a funny little story. After was it? Oh, the first night that I was in the hospital, back then, you didn't really get a meal. So the snack tray came around. And I knew that when I had diabetes, I couldn't eat normal foods. So I can remember my doctor came to visit while snack time was. And I said, what can I have? So I ended up having cookies and ice cream. I guess he figured, well, you're in the right place. And he knew I was going to be on insulin. But that was just the funny part. To me, it's funny. But diagnosis now is so much simpler. I don't wish this on any kid, but if you find yourself in that situation, great. Get it solved. Know your symptoms for type 1 diabetes. They haven't changed. 1, if you're drinking liquids, and I'm talking left, right, and center, your mouth is just so dry. Your mouth is cracking, and you can't solve the damn thirst. Your eyesight could start to go. You're tired. You're weak. And thinking back, before I was diagnosed, yeah, I was tired. There could be infections. I got right here, impetigo. And that was the precursor. I don't know if that caused my diabetes. Know the symptoms. If there's any doubt, see your doctor. And have a great day, and hope you don't have to deal with type 1. Have a great day. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.